students. So today we're going to be talking about a wind vane. A wind vane is sometimes something you'll see on the top of buildings, kind of shaped like an arrow sometimes, and it tells the direction of the wind, the direction that the wind is blowing.
So you can see the weather vane in the back here, and it's just pointing the direction that the wind is coming from, which you can see from the flag. And since air is moving, it's pointing to the direction that the wind is coming from.
A wind vane is often shaped like an arrow with the feather end much larger in surface area than the pointed end. So what that means basically is the end, the back part of the arrow is bigger than the front part of the arrow. And when the wind blows against the arrow, the back part of the arrow catches more wind than the front of the arrow. The back of the arrow is then pushed back, so it's pushed in the direction of the wind. So say the wind is coming from this way going across. If I had my arrow right here and the wind was pushing this way, it would push the back of my arrow further so that the arrow would be pointing in the direction of the wind. So if the wind is going this way, the arrow would be pointing to the wind because the wind is pushing the back of the arrow backwards. Wind vane points to the direction that the wind is coming from. So if a wind vane is pointing to the north, that means that the wind is coming from the north. And winds are always named in the direction that they come from. So if a wind vane is pointing north, you know that it's a north wind because it's the direction that it's coming from. Wind vanes are really important because it's really important to know the direction that the wind is coming from. For example, if I wanted to make a pinwheel or a windmill or something like that, but I didn't know the direction that the wind was coming from, it would take a lot of trial and error to finally find out where the wind is coming from. So say I live in a place where the wind typically always comes from the same place, and I wanted to build a windmill, like a big pinwheel. I would need to know the direction that the wind is coming from so that my windmill would work, and I can put it in the right place so that it will actually move.
You can see it's not a very windy day. There's no breeze out, so none of the leaves are moving. You can see that it's not a very windy day, although there's a little breeze. You can see how big the end of the arrow is and how it's pointing to the direction that the wind is coming from. But it's not very windy out. So today would be a bad day to fly a kite or to test an anemometer. And if you'd like to make a wind vane at home, here's how you can do that. I'm not requiring you to do that, but if you'd like to, here's a blueprint of how you can do that.
So I also wanted to update you on the night sky. So a couple videos ago, we were talking about the moon, and the time that I was filming the video, there was a new moon. So that meant that there was no moon in the sky, and I couldn't show you what the moon looked like. But I've been checking the night sky, and I found this. I found the moon is starting to come back. So you can see it's a crescent, and it's actually out during the daytime sometimes. So right now it's the sun is setting, and so I saw the moon, and then I saw it again at nighttime. So it's a little sliver right now, and I'll keep you updated on the next time I see it and how it changes over the course of the month.